Jai Gurudev, Dr. Brahma. Shall I start?
Yes, Dr. Savita, thank you.
Okay. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunattu Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Narayanam namaskrityam navam cheva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tado jayam udiriyet. I'll just share the screen. So we were reading 20th shloka. We were doing. I just chant this shloka. Once.
Jai Gurudev,
न
Savitaji,
जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. So we are reading about the Atma all till now, how it is self-evident, self-established, Svata Siddha, and I'll read the headings. Yeah. It cannot be, it is not an object, neither it is a subject of an action. So, we were doing the next one, right? 21 shloka. Yeah, so sorry. We did this. Veda vinashinan nityam ya enamajamavyayam katham sapurushah partha ganghatyati hantikam. O son of Pratha, the one who knows this self to be indestructible, timeless, unborn, and not subject to decline, how and whom does that person kill? Whom does he cause to kill? So just, I think I'll We just started off, so I'll just read it quickly so that it is in the train of the thoughts. The one who thinks that Atma performs the action of killing, or any action for that matter, does not know Atma, and the one who looks upon Atma as an object of the action of killing or any other action also does not know the Atma. This is because, as we saw in an earlier verse, Atma does not kill, nor is it killed. Nahanti nahanyati. To put it positively, one who takes the Atma to be neither the subject nor the object of action knows the Atma. What has been pointed out so far was summed up here by Krishna. His initial statement was that Atma does not become the karta or karma of any kriya, including killing, hanana kriya. Having introduced this point, he explained that this is because Atma is not subject to change. Having given the reason, he concluded stating that the one who knows the Atma knows it to be Avinashi, not subject to death or destruction. So there is no, we read this in the earlier verse also. In 20th verse also we read that it is not any way subject to change, neither it is the neither is it is the subject nor it is an object of action. So the body's change is called bhava vikara, a technical expression to include jayate is born, vardate grows, viparinimate metamorphosis, apakshiyate wanes or declines, and vinashyati dies. Because Atma does not have this last bhava vikara, it is referred to here as Avinashi. The one who knows Atma as one that is not subject to death and therefore timeless, Nitya, is called an Atmagya, the knower of Atma. The Atma is also known by the Atmagya as unborn Aja, and as that which does not undergo any kind of decline, avyaya. Unlike Atma, the body is expanded as the years go by. This is why it is described as a spent force. The job being done, the game is over. All that is then discussed is in the past tense. I was like, all that is then discussed is in the past tense. I was like this, I was like that, and I would have been like that, etc. This is vyaya, expenditure, whereas the Atma is avyaya. In Sanskrit grammar also, an indeclinable word is called avyaya, that which does not change in any situation, regardless of number, gender, or case. Whom does one kill or cause to kill? Bringing up one more point in his summary, Krishna asks, whom does that person destroy? Kam hanti. Whom does he impel to kill? Kam ghatyati. There are two type of actions reflected here. One is the action that you do, and the other is the action that you make others do. In a robbery, for example, there is the accused number one and the accused number two. One may have performed the act of driving the getaway car, while the other performed the act of driving the driver. There is someone who performs the felony and there is someone else behind it. The one behind the felony is the accused, and the one who performed it is only an accomplice. The accused is an important person, the kingpin, whereas the other one is only a pin. But both of them perform action. How can how can one who knows Atma perform the action of killing, and whom does he or she kill? Where is the person being killed? Where is that action? A question is not really being posed here. For instance, we are not trying to find out by what means the killing is done, nor are we trying to find out why the person does it or whether he or she kills. This is not the intent here. Rather, how can one kill and whom does one kill is being looked into. There should be some vikriya on one's part in order to perform the action, and Atma is a vikriya. A doubt may arise here. If there is no vikriya for Atma, and the Atmagya knows that the Atma, the I, is not the performer of any action, how then can that person perform any action? What is to be understood here is that Atma does not perform any action, it does not kill nor cause anyone to kill, because Atma does not even wish. It is the Swarupa of every wish. The wish is a Namarupa, a thought, and if you press the thought, it ends up in Atma, wherein there is no thought anywhere. Thus, any given thought or desire is mithya, and the doership is also mithya. If you analyze who the doer is, you find that the doer is nothing but consciousness, Chaitanya. That is, the doer disappears in the Chaitanya and is not there at all. When the doer is there, Chaitanya is there, whereas in the Chaitanya there is no doer. Therefore, there is only drama. There is no real doer, only an as though doer. It is as though he or she hears, as though listens, as though talks, as though walks, and as though stands. There is no doership in Atma because Atma is always free. The notion that I am the performer of the action is the source of action we talk about here. Where is an action without a karta? Without the doership, kartritva, there is no real action at all. Therefore, the doership is the one that gives the blood, bones, and flesh necessary for the action to be an action and for the karm phala to be the karm phala, the result you enjoy. The whole cycle is based upon the kingpin, the karta. So, this above paragraph about the consciousness, if you analyze who the doer is, you find that doer is nothing but consciousness Chaitanya. That is, the doer disappears in the Chaitanya and is not there at all. When the doer is there, Chaitanya is there. Whereas in the Chaitanya, there is no doer. We can elaborate on this a bit. Swamiji is saying that Atma is not the doer. It is it is only that our body, that Nama Rupa, is there because of which we have a thought, a desire, and we perform that action. Whereas Atma is not related. It is that is why the thought is also mithya and the doership is also mithya.
Also, he says, that he disappears in Chaitanya once the job is accomplished, done. Right?
Yeah, I was just analyzing some as if some other meaning is being described by Swamiji. When we do a work, naturally our consciousness is involved, the thought is there, and that Chaitanya is involved, right? And uh, when the job is done, I think when the job is done, the action is done, then after that, it is written, no, that is the doer disappears in the Chaitanya and is not there at all. When the doer is there, Chaitanya is there. Whereas in the Chaitanya, there is no doer. So it is like only when a thought is arising and action is done. If there is no thought arising, no desire is there, then there is no doership in that Chaitanya. It is it is as though it is just existing. Like this is what I understood. Maybe some other aspect.
Chaitanya, yeah, Jai Gurudev. Chaitanya is what is, that is
Yeah,
existing, right? It is
yeah.
like that Madhava, sorry, Radhika, Antare Madhava. So between thought and thought, what exists is consciousness.
Consciousness.
Thought also exists because of consciousness. It's like the
Yes.
ocean and the wave. The ocean is what is. Only when from time to time there is a wave that comes up, the wave as though exists. It's as though the wave is created. If you can give that wave the karta, if the wave had a kartritva bhavana, it says, oh, I arose, I was born, and I am dying. So that kartritva is, supposing that wave takes on the kartritva, it is like how we take on the doership. But what is there is only Atma. And the doership dissolves in Atma.
Right. So
So
Chaitanya is
because
always existing. It's only that whenever
that,
the like just as a wave, as a similarly a thought arise, and then there's a desire to do, and a thought arise, and then we are connected to that consciousness.
yeah,
And as soon as the action is done, then it's like it's ever present. We can say like this.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So, and this is so profound in the sense the kartritva itself binds us to karma. So, the one way to get out of this karma bondage is to do nishkama karma.
yeah,
When we drop the doership, I know it's mithya jagat. We might argue, why should we actually do? Like how Arjuna asked Krishna, why are you asking me to do this? But in spite of it being mithya jagat, we have to do right action. And that right action is that swakarma or swadharma, whatever that our role and responsibility is. So, given that, and therefore the importance of karma yoga,
yeah,
because we still have those ragadveshas which we think we have a control over, but they might still have that rasa still remaining. Just like how
yeah,
Nana was talking about, you keep garlic in a vessel, You've removed the garlic, but the smell of the garlic is still there. So till that dosha of that thing, that ragadvesha is still there, unless you wash it off completely, you will not be able to have that total atma jnana. We might have it as a concept, but
But it,
aparokshanubhuti, you need complete purity.
but it's quite difficult because when a action is done and when we get the fruit of the action, then we get entangled in that. We go in that bhoga pravritti,
Yeah,
and to remain like a lotus in that at the time is again that abhyasa and vairagya.
correct. Abhyasa. That's Krishna very clearly says that, no? He says, how can I control this mind? When Arjuna asks, he says, Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha dushkritam.
Yeah.
And that is why Gurudev keeps harping upon meditation. You keep meditating, you're more and more in the witness consciousness. So you're disentangling yourself from that. As a witness, you're not a doer, you're not an enjoyer. You're like the sun looking at everything that's happening within in its light.
Right.
This is where I think this is where Atma Bodha comes in. You know, Tattva Bodha is important for all us, for all of our definitions and everything. But to understand how Atma is standalone as a witness, as non-doer, all the beautiful 78, 76 verses of Atma Bodha will come in.
Yeah. Reading about Atma itself makes you feel so pious and pure.
Isn't it? It is about you.
Mhm.
It's about, you
Yeah.
know, that is why Atma Jnana is so nice because you feel good. It's all about you. It's only that we don't realize it is as, yeah. See, as long as we're reading, we're all in a very sattvic frame of mind. But the
Yes.
moment we get back into our daily routine and life, again there is that little film of ignorance that covers up, and then we, depending on how much we identify ourselves with our body, mind, sense, ego complex, we get again into that gun the knot, the three basic knots
Yeah, but
of
the not
avidya, karma, and karma. And
yeah,
this is what binds us again and again.
but the knots are loose, not so tight now.
Correct. Very right. So hopefully that knot, that that loosened knot keeps loosening itself, and then we unentangle it. Yeah, go ahead, please.
So now we'll be reading who is the doer. So we'll be talking about now the anatma part. And till now we read about Atma. Atma, there were so beautiful words for Atma, self evident, Swata Siddha, Nitya, Aprameya, then
Avikriya.
Avyaya, Avikriya, Avinashi, Shashwat, Ashochya. They are so, uh, yes. Now, who is the doer? Without the karta, there is no karma or karma phala. The karta is defined as the one who decides and performs action. He or she has kriya, etc., and therefore can choose from the hundreds of verbal routes for doing that are available. The doer can choose to kill, to speak, or to do any of the varieties of actions possible, but for the Atma, which is avikriya, free from any change, there is no kartritva. Where then is the question of how and whom with reference to killing? Katham ghatyati, katham hanti, kam ghatyati, kam hanti. The word hanti here is only contextual and has nothing to do with killing as such. Shankara says that the expression is purely with reference to action. What kind of action does the person perform, and what kind of action does he or she cause anyone else to perform? A question may then arise: if a person is a sarv karm sannyasi and has given up all karmas, will he or she not perform any action at all? Does the person not continue to perform some actions? Does he or she not teach? Does the person not do anything, not even eat, walk, or talk? How can you say that one who still performs these actions is a sarv karm sannyasi? Sarv karm sannyasi is the one who does not have the notion that I am the doer. That is, the one who does not have kartritva buddhi. For such a person, there is no doership in the Atma. You are not a sarv karm sannyasi by merely not doing karma. You may be a karma sannyasi, but not a sarv karm sannyasi. So here the difference is coming that we were discussing earlier. Even if you do not do any karma, if you have kartritva buddhi, you are still only a samsari. A sarvkarm sannyasi is a jnani, one who is totally free from all karmas. Even if karmas are performed, the jnani does not perform any action. In this, he or she has no doubt whatsoever because, with reference to the Atma, the Self, the notion of doership is not there. All that take place for the jnani is that the sense organs, backed by the mind, engage themselves in their own field of activity. The jnani does not look upon himself or herself as the karta. This is the actual meaning of sarvkarm sannyasa. So he is in the drishta bhav. Sarvkarm
So just
sannyasa.
wanted to share here. So,
Yeah.
given such a thing, we should actually be thankful to all the adverse situations that we face, because that is when we are given an opportunity to exercise this um, non-doership, to remove ourselves from that, because that is, see, any painful situation is what brings us to misery. And that misery, the depth of the misery and the um, how long you're miserable is an indication of how strongly we are bound to our the anatma. So every adverse situation is an opportunity for us. That is why Rajima would say, you must be very thankful to your, for instance, mother-in-law, in case she's very, very difficult. You must give prostrate to her. But normally, what do? We are averse to such people. That is why most of the great saints would say, please give us those situations where we will remember you. They would not be averse to painful situations.
Yeah, like Kunti's prayer to Krishna.
Yeah.
Also, every relation, I think, is we are bound with whatever relations we are having, like children, husband, other relatives, mother, father, mother-in-law. They all like there are some lessons to be learned from each relation, what I think. Some will teach us patience, some will teach us adjustments, some will teach us forbearance. So every relation is teaching us something, and this living in a family life and with that understanding, then it is very, it is as if a task has been given and you have to, you have to pass it, you have to see that you qualify. So each of these relation, they are the testing for us to test our own that integrity, or your own that personality, to improve upon yourself, no? Each relations, I was not think, or not only mother-in-law, but every relation has some type of give and take. So there, every time we are, even with the staff members or with other colleagues also, so each relation teaches us something, and this is how, with the help of knowledge, uh, we are able to pass it, like surpass it, and understand it and live it in a way we should live. It is, this is like, this knowledge is teaching us how to live in your life, and that art of living is the name itself, is know how to live your life. Yeah.
गुरुदेव हमेशा कहते हैं कि जो भी आजू बाजू की समस्या है, वो स्थिति है, वो सिर्फ इसलिए आती है कि आप स्थिर है कि नहीं देखने के लिए। जैसे गुरुदेव कहते हैं कि जो बल्ली होती है, जो कुछ हम जमीन में गाड़ते हैं, तो वो ठीक से ठहर रही है कि नहीं, उसका फाउंडेशन ठीक है कि नहीं, उसको हिला के देखते हैं, और उस तरीके से हमारा जीवन है।
And one thing which I just had in my mind while you were speaking, that Balli you are saying, a small, like a thin twig can be easily by manually you can put it just inside the soil. Whereas a thick one, you will have to beat it with a hammer and then it will go, right? So I think the more uh, the more you get evolved, the more challenging situations are being given to you. They are like, it is, now you have qualified further. So the examination will get harder every time. That is why they say, that he's such a good soul, why he's suffering, so why he's facing this much. So because I think that your qualification has improved, now God knows that you can forbear this situation. So he gives you as such, he'll only give you that situation which you can work upon. You can uh, overcome that. Yeah. So the real meaning of sannyasa. The person who is a sarv-karm sannyasi is called a vidwan, one who is wise. All the karma and the vidwan has done so far, all the prayers, yoga, and other forms of discipline, and even a life of sannyasa have found their fulfillment in this sarv-karm sannyasa. Thereafter, Shankara said, there is no question of such person doing certain karmas in order to create some result. There is nothing more to do. All the prayers have been fulfilled in this particular discovery, and it is for this discovery alone that the prayers and other karmas were performed. In this way, Shankara connected Vedanta Shastra to the Karma Shastra. Karma Yoga is meant for this alone. Thus, sannyasa is really sarv-karm sannyasa. For the sarv-karm sannyasi, there are no karmas to be performed. The point here is that the rituals enjoined by the Shastra need no longer be performed by the sarv-karm sannyasi. If the person continues to be a householder, he or she is purely playing out previous karma, prarabdha karma, and whatever one was doing is continued. King Janaka was a case in
Can you
point.
read it again, that paragraph, small paragraph? For the Sarva Karma
This one?
Sannyasi, there is no
Okay.
karma to be
For the
performed.
for the Sarv Karm Sannyasi,
Can
there
you
are
just
no
read from where before
beginning.
Shankara says this is what
I'll read
Vedanta
from
says? Yeah.
the beginning, the real meaning of sannyasa. The person who is a Sarv Karm Sannyasi is called a Vidwan, one who is wise. All the karma that the Vidwan has done so far, all the prayers, yoga, and other forms of discipline, and even a life of sannyasa, have found their fulfillment in this Sarv Karm Sannyasa. Thereafter, Shankara said, there is no question of such a person doing certain karmas in order to create some result. There is nothing more to do. All the prayers have been fulfilled in this particular discovery, and it is for this discovery alone that the prayers and other karmas were performed. In this way, Shankara connected Vedanta Shastra to the Karma Shastra. Karma Yoga is meant for this alone. Thus, sannyasa is really Sarv Karm Sannyasa. For the Sarv Karm Sannyasi, there are no karmas to be performed. The point here is that the rituals enjoined by the Shastra need no longer be performed by the Sarv Karm Sannyasi. If the person continues to be a householder, he or she is purely playing out previous karma, prarabdha karma, and whatever one was doing is continued. So, Sarv Karm Sannyasi, all his actions, firstly, they were all being done. His actions, his prayers, his is are being done for that particular discovery, that that for the moksha, you can say, for that enlightenment, or to reach that higher stage. He was doing all his karmas for that sake, and there is no doership in that. The doership is is not there for a sarv karm sannyasi when when he has achieved that state. But before that also, whatever he is doing, he is he is doing to reach that state, all the prayers, the karmas. So this is how the Vedanta Shastra is connected to the Karma Shastra.
Whatever the Karma Yoga or actions, or that means whatever he performed to fulfill, or doing the prayers to fulfill that desire of discovering self.
Yes.
Karma Yoga is meant for this only.
Yeah.
And he does not need, don't need to do Shastra, whatever karmas advised by Shastras afterwards.
Afterwards.
Yeah. But if he is a householder, then he may continue that.
Yeah. Unless that Prarabdha has
Question is, if
exhausted.
he is not a householder, means he is a Sarva Karma Sannyasi, he will not do at all like that. It is said there here.
Yeah, it is like comparing the Sarkarm sannyasi to a normal person who is a householder. Householder person will keep on exhausting his prarabdha karma, and he'll be continuing after, I think, that exhaustion. He'll
Sannyasa,
have that
the active.
stewardship. Yeah.
Yeah, please continue, Dr.
No,
Sati.
no, I just finished. You please go ahead.
So the real meaning of sannyasa is sarva karma sannyasa and not just karma sannyasa. So therefore, and
Results too.
the path to that state is through karma, through you have to exhaust all your karma, prarabdha karma. So it does not matter whether you're a householder or an actual sannyasa, I mean actual sannyasa in the sense the one who's in the sannyasa ashrama, who's taken up, who's that's why the example of King Janaka is given here. He was doing his kingly duties. At the same time, he was enlightened. So, Sarva Karma Sannyasa is that state. It is not just giving up doing rituals. Although a sannyasa, the one who's taken up the sannyasa ashrama, is relieved from doing all the duties and rituals embounded that are given in the Shastra. The householder will need to continue doing them because he has to exhaust his prarabdha karma, and then he's supposed to be doing what is supposed to be done.
Right.
So it is a birthright of everyone to reach that state of sarva karma sannyasa. It does not depend on which ashrama you're in.
So sarva karma sannyasi cannot be, means, is it that he cannot be a householder? He can be, no?
That is what I'm saying. No, he can be.
Hmm.
You and I can also be sarva karma sannyasas, isn't it? Because
Correct.
it's a state of mind, it's the attitude.
Oh.
It is not just giving up doing action. It is not just relieving yourself of doing action. It is mentally dropping that doership.
Jai Gurudev. Brahmaraji, so Sarvakarma Sannyasa is same as like Vidvat Sannyasa here in the initial part Swamiji had defined, no?
Yeah.
That, so is it the same as Vidvat
Correct.
Sannyasa? And
Correct.
like
Vividisha
what?
is different. Vividisha
Vividisha.
sannyasa is one who has taken up the sannyas ashrama but is yet
Yeah.
to attain that state.
Yeah, you say work in progress. Yeah. Okay. Mhm.
Krishna is a shining example, no? He was a householder. He was married. So you don't need to become a sannyasi in order to get to that state of sarva karma sannyasa.
Shall I read ahead then? Example of Janaka. King Janaka was a case in point. Although he was considered a wise man, he continued to be the ruler of a kingdom and was not bothered by the rule at all. Like Janaka, one can be a wise person and be in the world, or be a sannyasi without playing any roles, having given up everything to pursue knowledge. Either way, it is possible. Being a jnani has nothing to do with what the jnani seemingly does or does not do. This is what is meant by Sarvkarm Sannyasa, as established in the Shastra and elaborated upon here by Shankara. When you say I am affected, then Atma is looked upon as an object, a karma, that has something affecting it. This object can be a person, an event, or even Ishvara. Anyone who looks upon Atma as an object does not know Atma. The the samsari's ignorance, ajnana, is such that not only does the person look upon himself or herself as a karma object, but also as a karta, which only heightens the ajnana. The one looks upon oneself as a doer, otherwise, one should not be a sinner. Unless a person performs action, there is no way of sinning, nor is there any way of gathering karmas and karma phalas. Some people do not take the body as Atma but believe that there is a survivor of this body. Most religious people believe this to be so. Even the nihilist Buddhist believed that you are born again and again. Therefore, moksha for them is realizing that Atma is a zero, non existent. They believe in the survival of the Atma until enlightenment, whatever their concept of enlightenment may be. Thus, in all religions, they talk of an Atma other than the physical body, referred to as the soul, that which survives death. Any given soul is the karta, he or she is the sinner, and so on. It is a belief, but at the same time, people do look upon that Atma, the survivor, the soul, as one who is subject to all kind of karmas, all kinds of punya, papa, imperfections, and so on, and as one who may get some kind of bliss experience later. All these beliefs were negated here by Krishna. Bhashyakara mentioned specifically those who considered themselves to be great scholars and yet say there is no way of knowing the Atma. They say that knowledge of the Atma, free from kartritva, doership, is not possible, and therefore sarvkarm sannyasa is also not possible. This is the that debatable other religious groups or nihilist Buddhist. Shall I repeat something or? Yes, I don't understand it. How can Buddhist think that Atma is zero, non-existent? Then how are they contemplating and meditating? The belief system is like,
Do they also believe in karmas, prarabdhas, and past lives, past means births? They don't.
the belief system is quite like, as
Mm.
our own. It's only that this part differs because I just recently, when I visited to Bhutan, I was speaking with that tourist guide about the Buddhism. So whatever he was telling me, it was just like our dharma. But the concept here, like that Atma is non existent, he did not have such deep knowledge. But yes, the principles of that are almost the same. All the teaching principles, what they give, that eightfold path, it there's same, that desire, anger, all that points he was describing. It was similar to our what we read in our Sanatan Dharma, but only that the base, the principle which they are following is something different, and they are like, as we go to the nirvikara, they are still maybe he's talking, he's not having that full knowledge, but he was relating more to the saints, which one after the other they were coming after the Buddha. So they were more, as if I was what I perceive was that they are more into that idol worship of Buddha. And though maybe the monks who are meditating, and only the monks are allowed to go up the mountains for meditating. A common person is not allowed to go to like, he cannot climb the mountains, because they preserve their forest. 70% of their vegetation they preserve to which is so good in that sense, that when we preserve our vegetation, then only the life will exist. So that concept they have, and only the monks are allowed to meditate. And there is always a monastery up on the hill of every district. There is a monastery in which it consists of two parts. One is the administration in the same place, and one is that monastery having the all that temple environment. So it's just one building which is present in each district, and they have around about 20 district in 20 states, you can say, in the country. It's very small population, like whole population was near about just quarter lacking 8 lakhs, 775, 78 something. So but people were very like contented, and very simple necessity based living was there. What I found it. That is why the happiness index is very high in Bhutan. Yeah. Challaji was saying something.
No, dear. Continue, please.
I think we'll stop here. I'm not that sure. Anyone also want to say something? We just discussed the Sarkarm Sannyasa today, and then it's still continuing. Okay. Shall we stop here then? And
I have a question.
yeah.
Comparative study, shall we take or not take?
Jai Gurudev, if you don't mind, we'll hold this question for tomorrow.
Okay.
And because I have another meeting in about a few minutes from now on Zoom, so we will need to wind up now.
Yeah.
We'll take this tomorrow. We'll read a few paragraphs that we already read today, and we'll take up this discussion. Keep this question, Sarlaji. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So I'll play the meditation.
Nobody cares about you in the corporate world. Not your manager, not your...
Sarve bhavantu sukhina सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Meditation is accepting this moment, living every moment totally with depth. Let us keep our spine erect and body relaxed and eyes closed. Relax your shoulders. Keep a big smile on your face. You're sitting like the statue of Buddha, very serene and with a serene smile on your face. Relax your body. Let's take a deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your chest region, throat and chest region. If you notice some tension in the body, just let it be. Accept those parts of the body where you feel a tension. The other parts are in comfort. Other parts are at peace. Become aware of that also. There are many good things about you and inside of you. Acknowledge them. They will never leave you. And the negative aspect you may see in you is never going to stay with you forever. They are all guests for some time. Let them be. Sit with the total acceptance of yourself the way you are at this very moment. Total acceptance of what is now here will lead us to deeper meditation. Let go of all the effort. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let go of all your effort and be in this emptiness. And slowly and gradually become aware of body and surroundings. And you may gently open your eyes.